Welcome back, my junk wax friends. We are back for some more low-hanging wax. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you again. It's been a fun, I don't know what it's been, 6, 7 months or so with the new venture here. So if you're new here, this is basically the low-hanging fruit of the junk wax division of YouTube. So thank you for joining me, guys who have been here for months. I appreciate you watching. Pretty much the goal of this channel just to try to find some of these cool cards like this bow breaker from my childhood that I could easily probably buy for a couple bucks, maybe even less. But try to give it a reasonable shot, without spending $100 on Score Series 2. But, spending 15, 20 bucks at a pop and trying to go for some stuff like that. So I just thought I'd show off my two favorite hits of the year. Is the Bow Breaker I'm obsessed with. That might be my favorite card ever. And the Billy Ripken, the first video. Talk about beginner luck. It's just crazy. I wish I would have been paying attention better, but I did hit this out of 4 cello packs on the very first video. And I was hoping to do that based on the case code where I bought them from, but I was shocked and I wasn't shocked. But check it out anyways. Those are my two favorite hits, I got to say. I have a sawtooth behind it, I think. Or maybe I put that in a different case. At any rate, there's the F face that I pulled. You can check it out again on the first video. So let's see what we can get today. We'll save the mantle. We'll save the mantle chase for the end. And I do have some cool stuff coming in, actually. I got a couple more finds. Like I said, I do this stuff when the spirit moves me. It's hard to do this every day. Anyways, let's forge ahead with probably the item I have the most of. And I'm going to do a video, too, showing my collection and kind of what I enjoy and what I do if you're interested in that kind of thing. So it won't be a ripping video, but I'll give you a peruse through my modest collection. If I ever get this open. I can hear the comments. I'm the same way. I watch quite a few other, I hate to say breakers, but old Pax rippers. My new favorite has got to be Uncle Sam. Buttermilk Biscuit. Buttermilk Sports Cards. I'm sorry about that. Appreciate I like his stuff a lot. And the usual suspects. The Past is Alive. Those guys are Rob Opens Wax. Very cool stuff. All right, let's see what we get. Steve Cummings, Kelly Mann. We'll see if we get an error pack. Maybe we'll get an error rack pack. Man, I've seen so much of this. Eric Davis. We'll put him up as well as, oh, geez. I can tell him how to practice. That was bad. We'll put Dave Stewart up by the Christmas tree. What do we get on the reverse? We have Jose Uribe. Let's see if they got his birthday right. I think they did. Anyways, we know it's not an error. Kirby Puckett. Put him in the front. Oh, let's see if we got an error. We do. And here's an error. This is an all-star card. Haven't seen one of these in a while. So we have an all-star card. If you look on the back, it says recent major league performance. It should say all-star, but then it gives us all-star. But it should say recent all-star performance. So we do have an error pack. I know it's not that exciting, but it's exciting for me, damn it. Carlton Fisk MVP. That's exciting. Brian Harper. All right, let's look at the section of the pack that had Zane Smith's crazy ass. He is a wild-looking man, I'll say that. Love the Expos. Well, the 2 Expos back-to-back. Langston, he was actually pretty solid. He had a couple tough games. Tim Jones in high-pressure situations. Rance Smolinix. Here's the backs, of course. The classic orange Donruss. I love Donruss. I may even like him more than Topps. I know it's sacrilegious to say. Julio Franco. Let's see if we got another. And we do. Pretty damn positive. I'm always doubting myself on these videos. But yep, it should say recent all-star performance. And as you can see, it clearly states recent major league. So there we go. Jaime Navarro. Nolan Ryan. I apologize if I'm yelling into the mic here. Mark Grace. Big Mark Grace fan. Scott Fletcher. Bob Welch. Not too shabby. Let's see what we get in the third section of that rack. That's the last one from that section. Ozzie Guillen. Put him on the side. Checklist. Jeff King. It was a decent card in its day. That's a rookie. Dan Heap. The Yastrzemski card. Wow, that was embarrassing. Downing. He's not making the cut. Bernie Williams. Pretty sure that's a rookie. Yep. Look at that. There's nothing. We'll put up no stat Bernie up. Lance Parrish. Saberhagen. I love Saberhagen. He might get replaced here, but we'll put him up for a minute. Rick Dempsey. Jay Bell. John Smiley. A lot of Pirates. Pete Hernish. Tommy Gregg and Greg Minton. All right. That was actually pretty fun, but man, I got to stop by in 1990 Donruss for a long time. I have well, you'll see when I do the video of the old collection. So what do we want to do? Let's go elite hunting. I know it's a needle in a haystack, but you never know. So this is the end of that box that I started. Oh my God, it's got to be 2 months ago. I know how to savor the flavor, my friends. As you can probably tell, I know how to milk it. All right, let's see if we get in the elites in these freeze-dried Todd Zeal. Man, that was a bit of a chase. Second-year card. Chet Lemon. Got the blue back on these. I like it. It's a great-looking card. All right, moving along. Dobson. Fred McGriff. Crime Dog. We'll put him back. Drebeck. Gene Larkin. Donnie Hall. Let's see what we get here. Roger McDowell, who foils my 89 Fleer right before I get the F-face. He makes an appearance. Alex Fernandez. I think that's his second year. Nope, the rookie. Ellis Burks. Very solid. Steve Fried. Ken Griffey Jr. Marquise Grissom. Look at that. Ken Griffey out of nowhere. We'll obscure Saberhagen. What the heck? And I think we're going to need some auxiliary stands. I hate doing that last minute. So we'll put a couple people on the outskirts. Watch, now we'll get nothing. All right, let's go to the next. Wow. Cemented pack. The last one from that box. I know, how exciting. I just can't wait to claw into this one because another Mark Grace. We will put Mark Grace next to Mark Grace. Is there any action of an elite? Could you imagine the day before Christmas? All right. Evan Morton, let's see. Bob Walk. Oliver. Sorry if I don't have these centered. I'm a little out of practice. That's the problem with not doing this every day. Kurt Stairwell. Shumpert. Man, these are terrible. It was a terribly cut box overall, but for $20, low risk. There we go. Dennis Eckersley. I almost choked on that one. Eckersley and Steve Sachs rounds that one out. All right, let's move along to. This has been my favorite. I will say this: the year in brand that shocked me the most this year was 91 Fleer. I bought that just to kind of go through and have some fun. I actually kind of like them. Actually, I do like them. With the Provisions, that ended up being my favorite, probably my favorite product of the year. And my buddy Darth out there as well probably agrees. All right, let's see what we can get in these last 2 packs. I do have, I think, 4 or 6 more packs of these, but I think 4 more. Sir Hop, Doug Drabeck makes an appearance. That is awesome. Let's see in the back. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's Uncle Doug. For you guys that don't know, my last name is Drabeck, so as a youngster, I always kept the Drabecks. That's why I have the Drabeck starting lineup back there. Oh, boy. Just a fun little side chase. Fred McGriff. We'll put him with the other Fred McGriff. It was somewhere. We'll put it right there. Oh, he's in the back. Andy Van Slyke. Oh, that's a cool shot. Sandberg. On the franchise. Very cool. More Griffey. I'm not sure if I got this Griffey. I think I may have. I forget. But either way, he needs a spot. Sorry, Dave Stewart. In the front, Jack Howell. Very awesome. I think I got another one of those Nolan Ryan. Yep, that's the third one, but that's a cool card every time. Cover Ryan with Ryan. Olimar Jr., I've gotten that one before, but that's a cool one. I don't know where to put him. Just start doing that. No hitter, Terry Muhammad. Yeah, I feel like I got this exact pack before. Very confused and bewildered Steve Lake. just absolutely confused. All right, this has been great. So the last pack, see if we can get the mantle on the day before Christmas Eve. And I appreciate everyone who watches this. If you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. Let me just grab a little coffee if you don't mind. Thank you, guys. And I really do hope you had a fun year. I hope you've gotten some great cards, or at least enjoyed watching me open some of this garbage, or both. Actually, I hope both. All right, let's see what we got here at the 10-minute mark. Icorn, Randy Myers, Storm Davis. I see something coming up here. Glenn Allen Hill. Let's see if we get the Canseco one. Oh, we got the Will Clark in a suit. Very snazzy. Very snazzy indeed. Have him chill in the back. Joel Skinner, Candelaria. Ed Whitson on the horizontal card. Let's see. Any rookie prospects? Probably not. I think there's too much in this one. Eric Show. Let's see what we end with. Willie McGee. Man. No wonder why they call him the greatest neck in baseball. All right, you know what? We're going to put him up. All right, guys, in case this is a year-end review or an end-of-the-year thing, we'll see. If I get that order in, I'll probably sneak in another one before the end of the year. So I will see you next time. Thanks for joining me for all this kind of junk wax antics and shenanigans, pulling Doug Drabeks and F-face cards. Go and check out that first video. If I recommend one thing, I wish I would have maybe saved that, but who would have thought I would have hit that card? But all right, guys, we'll see you next time. Thank you as always.